Are you ready to talk about some sports?
Nope.
Are you dressed appropriately? Appropriately.
It's that fifth.
It's
that fifth.
Remember, you're supposed to have on your sports bras and your jock straps. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time for Victor Allen's New Sports. Written and directed by the bald-headed black man, the one the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate. Rub his head and make a wish. Get in here for some sports. It's new, damn it. The new sports, not the old way, the new way. And unique fan base view of sports. Come and get you some. It's sports, damn it.
Most people don't realize what we were doing at the same time during that musical break. And I won't even get into it because they're not going to care. There was a whole bunch of multitasking taking place.
That's unique to our situation.
Man. And literally, what I was doing at the same time, I was literally updating live, trying to update the website publication live while you was doing this because we're having that hiccup again. You know what I'm talking about.
Let me make sure that is. Well, let me just tell you this. Oh, I see. I don't even see it.
Yeah, see. So I want to make sure that before we go there, we may have to talk it, but I want you to know it's back.
Having problems with the website. We got the folks working on it, the high-tech people. It's way above my pay grade.
Right. So,
it was working previously because I saw it.
Right. I can talk through the sports, but where I suffer is the hot picks. And the reason why I'm going to suffer this way, because then I have to go look at what I did. I have this working document, but it's such a scratch document, it's not even worth it.
Well, I think I'll be able to get it up. I'm chanting and using the powerful cerebral forces.
You do what you got to do.
I have to connect with this machinery.
Right. Now, while you doing
Come
that,
through.
While you doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start it off because I know what everybody's talking about anyway. First of all, they're going to sit back and say, did they make their money? Because there is legalized betting in sports, right?
Right.
Okay, so really...
Las Vegas does something. I assume it's legalized.
Right. So let me just say this. Who gives a damn about bracket being busted? If your money's not in the game, you just bracket busted, right?
But they all got money in the game.
Right. So they all got it. So everybody's, talking about Big Z, Zion, because Duke. Was it more important for Big Z to go to the final game so everybody can watch him in his last college game? They wanted that. Was that more important than the Duke team, period? In other words, if I'll do it this way, Mario, say you have a brother, athletic brother, he's playing on the Boston Celtics and he's going against the Lakers. Do you cheer more for your brother in lieu of the Celtics or cheer more for the Lakers because that's your team in LA? What would you do?
Family
first. So you'll be cheering for the Celtics.
I would have to. Well, I would cheer for my brother.
Right,
Rich. You figure out you have to work out that other team. You didn't necessarily buy into loving the team. You loved your brother,
Thank you. So literally people were cheering for Z so he could actually go ahead and deliver because we're not going to see him in there. And I had a rhetorical question about, is Zion Williamson gone? Of course he's gone. One and done. The two other players, Cam Reddish, of course, and R.J. Barrett, they're gone. But they also are gone early in the tournament, and they're wondering, did we put too much upon these freshmen to deliver? So that being said, no big deal. He's gone. Who I'm really looking at, who impressed me, because he's following the path of the game changer that we didn't see, and that's Carsten Edwards, Purdue. I've seen long-range shooting, and it came from somebody we know up north at Golden State. And this guy broke a tournament record in 4 games, and he's got speed, and he can get to the hole. I saw range where he would score half almost of his team points. Not all the time, but enough to turn around and say, there's a difference when somebody can shoot. Like Ja Morant, when they say, oh, he's the closest thing to a Russell Westbrook. But then you got this guy named Carsten, who I seen deep range, which would make him a draw in the NBA. So my question to me, and I have to go find this out, dude, because I didn't get to see it, is to find out what his draft stock is. It's like they say with Zion Williamson. He may be the it factor because it's the show. The same with Carsten, the show, but they may be better all-around players. Do you go to see a team play because the team's going to win, or do you want to see the Steph Curry show?
You want to see the show, and for all intents and purposes, from what I'm reading, they're expecting him to be an impact player.
Yes.
And so both of these folks are coming into the NBA.
Yes.
And the question is, where are they going to land? That's actually what the whole discussion is.
Right.
Where are they going to land and who they going to land with?
Right. So literally,
haven't heard Lakers come up in any of those.
You know what? I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that subject. And see, I'm not trying to push that narrative because the first thing we
don't get nobody in the draft, huh?
Because we've been kind of living off of trades. That's what LA has done. They're not good at draft development. And when I say that, that's with respect, because what would you rather have? A team that knows how to bring in the players, or to wait and grind and develop? Because Boston's being challenged with that now.
I'd rather win. I think if your philosophy of waiting or what they're getting now ain't working, you may want to consider some development.
Right.
Especially when you have players that are considered excellent.
Right.
That got away from you, like like we've mentioned before, for little or nothing.
Right. And reason why I wish we could have the money trail based on what they're carrying on the books versus what they're trying to free up for better choices moving forward. And then those decisions, because I agree with you, Mario, there are better people who know how to make those decisions, solely maybe not on the money, but on who's the best fit. We don't know yet, and we're hoping. But the litany of changes going with the Lakers, I'm not going to go there yet. We haven't touched on that one yet. It is going to be something that people are going to evaluate after this year. I'm kind of looking at, to me, the next lightning in a bottle. Z is already there. Carsten, if he keeps shooting like this, literally, you're talking about a player. He's the only player I know right now that has demonstrated I have that Steph Curry range. And if he has those ball skills, the way he handles, he's a little bit bigger, got a little bit more muscle on him. He's a comer. So I'm looking forward to him. Z, I already know. Zion is not going to be your point guard. Wherever he lands, he's going to have to be off the ball unless he turns into this wonderful assist. Big man can bring the pill up, which I'm pretty sure they're going to work with him on it. So let me just say this. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Let me just forget about it. I'm going to say this. Do you want Zion to be on the Western Conference?
Yeah.
It's easy, right?
Yeah.
It's easy. Do you want him to end up at Cleveland?
No.
If you had to go to the Eastern Conference, what team would best you think he fit? And understand, New York.
Miami Heat.
Ooh. Are you serious?
Never know.
That's not a bad place to be.
I'm just thinking where he might get to go with a draft.
Well, they're going
to they would build around him.
Hey, listen, right now, guess who's smiling? Let me just tell you, guess who's smiling because of the odds? Phoenix. They're the worst team in it. They're the worst team. They're the worst team in the NBA right now, record-wise. They have the worst record.
But they have sparks things about them that are exciting.
Like what?
Devin.
You know what they're encouraging Devin to do? Get the hell out. Get out. Just get out. Okay, get out. Right, get out.
The best player of the team.
Right, because they're going. If Z comes there, he takes a back seat, but then he could be a compliment. It's still not enough. It's not enough.
How about him going to the Knicks?
Nah. Look, let me just say this: when they drop the pinballs, for the lottery and the lotto, the percentage is going to weigh heavy on Phoenix. Maybe the number 2 team, the second worst team, as far as record-wise, will be in that mix. It's not going to drop down way like 5th or 6th. Just the odds are too great against it. So it's a good chance you may see Z in your Western Conference. Get your channel set on. Do you have Phoenix satellites? That's the only way you're going to see him.
I don't have Phoenix.
Because
I'm not connected to Arizona in any way.
Okay, I got you. All right. I want to give a big shout out real quick.
One of my favorites.
To Jesse Lewis, the fourth. What's up, man? Haven't seen you in a long time. Love the postings. Always watching what you do, man. He was around with us in the early days when I had hair on my chin. But okay. I'm going to keep talking because we can't display anything, dude. This is the part where I say...
Yeah, I'm keep trying to see if we can get it back up.
Right. And let me explain this so people say, well, what are you talking about? We work... It's not a separate, server that's detached to pull up for, just the purpose of being able to pull from our storage. This is live. So what happens is sometimes Mario and I are doing live updates and publications while we're doing the show. So literally this morning we were doing a wonderful job. We actually was reporting on this and saying, man, the publication site, man, it's going fast. Everything's taking real fast. Now we're in the show. I think when Mario gave the 2 middle fingers, somebody's pulled the switch and said, turn it off.
And they did it.
He turned it off.
And those 2 fingers are actually either your IQ or your sperm count.
See, so that's what I'm saying. So let me just keep going. Let me roll on to this. I want to give acknowledge to some prep love before I go any further with this. And I have to deal with the name because she won the slam dunk contest. I wish I could remember the school. Last name is Billiby. I believe she's going to be signing up at Stanford. She won the McDonald's Powerade slam dunk contest, which included men. All right, guys, get this straight. Women and men getting their scores ranked. And I think she probably got straight perfect scores. She even did the one where she had one of the athletes sit in the chair. She leaps over, one hand slam. She's only 6'1", gangster. 6'5" wingspan. Got to give it up. Also for the Virginia prep, Samantha Brunel, got her. She won the 3-point contest against the men as well. So the sisters, and I say this as a collaborative, came out, served up the prep men. Now, of course, everything's subjective, but you saw that they're coming. Second woman only, Billiby, second woman only to come in and slam dunk and win the contest, as a prep. First one, of course, Candace, LA Sparks, you know what I'm saying. All right. As Mario sit up there and see if he can open a bottle of that Jack, how's it going, man?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. All right. I'll get to do this now. I get to go over to the conversation that I don't think they're getting any love, and we're going to find out what's happening with the love in this particular city that I think they're trending down, and here's the team that's trending up. Nobody's talking about the LA Clippers. Do you know that they are literally threatening to win 50 games? If you had asked anybody, based on what they had to go through and shipping all the players out, well, some voluntarily just walked out. And you saw the team.
They read that whole roster.
Right. They did it. They are now literally trending up. I think their last 11 or 12 games, they only have 1 loss. So they're coming with hustle, defense. They're kind of reminding me of the Boston Celtics. How in their first 2 or 3 years when they had all the new players, how they just grinded on defense, learned how to play the system. This team, got to give Doc Rivers, he's probably going to get Coach of the Year. If not, my man over in Indiana. We're not sure. We got to see how it goes. The only reason why I'm talking about Western Conference right now because the top 4 or 5 teams, they have such gaps between the next position that you can go after. With only 3 or 4 games left in the season, there's nothing there to shake it out competitively unless you get to the bottom, 3 or 4 teams all fighting for the A spot. Over in the Western Conference, it's going down to the wire. And the reason why I say that is because Oklahoma Thunder, they are trending down. They're in the 8th spot. They have lost, I think, out of their last 10 games, only won 3, lost 7. I'm not going to even ask should they be afraid. First round, they go against Golden State, and they're trending down. What do you think the record's going to be if they go against Golden State? Will they get 1 win, 1 victory, take it to a couple of victories, or get swept? Trending down right now, Mario. If you had to pick Oklahoma's right now in the 8th spot. Clippers are way above them right now. You get one game out of Oklahoma against Golden State? Not one. So it's a slam. See, look at that. See, he trying
they don't have the ability. Russell Westbrook, as great as he is situationally, one-on-one, his athleticism, they don't have that same kind of scoring punch.
Right.
When it comes down to needing to throw up the threes, even with George, they just don't have it.
Right.
And when he comes down and throws up that stuff, they're bricks.
Right.
That's not his thing to come and shoot a bunch of outside shots.
Right.
So he can do some, but
right.
it's not his thing. And so, they don't have the punch to beat the better teams. They're good, but they're just not enough to beat the better teams.
Okay, Russell Westbrook having a kind of a off year in shooting percentage, but still a walking triple-double. Paul George, defense hustle. I mean, he was number 1 in the league right now at the time. Maybe they just got burned. I mean, couldn't sustain it because there's nobody else to pick up the, what they call the down moments. So here they are, and they've already talked about that they got the worst or the most difficult schedule in the last 10 games of the season, and it's showing. So we may be seeing them basically exhausted. I don't think they won't have to worry about is somebody coming to take their 8th position. There's nobody, there's a big cushion there. So the bottom line is if they get settled for the 8th spot, they're going to have to work even harder. If they go for the 7th spot, they go against Denver. And Denver does nothing but run, shoot inside and out. So it doesn't look like...
That'll be a hard series.
Yes.
They could take that one possibly, though.
Right. They can.
But that's it.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, man. Be honest. Clippers first round. They get past the first round, no matter who they match up with. They're right now in the 6th position. They can bump up to the 5th.
Depends who it is.
Let's say let's say it's Houston. Portland.
I think that they can actually play them well. Against Houston, they would win some of the games. Yeah. They're not going to win the series.
Right. Portland, they can.
They may, yes.
Because they lost.
But they could also lose it, too. Yes, it's more up. That's a little bit more even to me. If Portland and them,
right?
Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot more even, and it just depends on who brings their best stuff.
Right.
But
the decision is easy right now. It's amazing that when you look at the Clippers, or you look at Portland, San Antonio, even Oakland. Between the top to the bottom, from the first to the top in the Western Conference, there's only a separation of 6 games. This team every game from this point on is going to be juggled. Clippers could end up in the 6th position down to the 8th position, or as high as the 5th. I don't think they can get the 4th. It will need some help from some teams losing. And anywhere, nobody would want to play the Clippers because there is no star. They all hustle it up. So got to give that LA love to the Clippers, man. Just doing it that way. Now the subject we're going to close out on this segment. You think LeBron is getting undue attention for taking most of the responsibility for the Lakers' woes? Because they're setting him out for the rest of the season, which is a handful of games. Preservation, why get injured? Come back full force. Even a doctor or a medical representative said once he had that groin injury, he should have been out for 6 months. He shouldn't have come back as fast as he did. Did he take a bigger risk? Or do we want to see him because the ticket holders say, look, I paid this much money, put him on the court? What do you think, Mark?
Well, I think all those things you named are factors.
Okay.
I think that the demand to see him,
right,
the impact of the injury, the aging factor, the Lakers sort of unraveling and his inability to just will them himself all the way through. All those are factors. I believe this will be his first time missing the playoffs.
And also one of the rare times where he has been substantially injured.
Yeah, so things are changing now in terms of the Lakers. Well, let's face it, there have been some blunders in the approach to this season. That'll all be micromanaged and reassessed now that the season's over.
Right.
But people are going to be critical about the moves, and also it's sort of fueled by the idea of who's going to be there next year.
Right.
Some people are already lobbying for their position, like Rondo.
He's
already lobbying.
I want to come back, right?
I'm the best, you know.
Because he may end up in Cleveland. You see, this is what I'm saying.
Cleveland could definitely be something different too, in a little bit. So I don't know. To be seen, but there's some criticism, like I said, to be leveled at Laker management. You know, choices, magic, and then made, and also how they handled the situation for Anthony Davis, which for a young team especially is morale.
Thin skin.
Yeah,
it's gonna be thin skin, man.
It's a problem for your morale.
I'm giving, because you need a clear year of having chemistry all come together. Focus, who's your starting group. You got your people in place. You're not trying to leverage some trades. We understand you want to save on the money. You want to get that star in. But if you don't have chemistry, it's a weapon of disaster happening right now. So I'm going to give them this year as a throwaway. Next year, that's when everybody's going to start looking at not only Magic, the total management system, and the choices they made. They're going to get some people here. But the Clippers are proving one model. We won 50 games. We don't have a star. Now, if you call Lou Williams a star, then you can't call him sixth man. So which one? Because they typically don't correlate.
And the Lakers gave him away.
Yes. As other teams, Houston, like he's been on several teams. So they've shipped him around.
Some people actually traded him, though.
Yes, they did.
They didn't just let him go.
Right.
The Lakers just let him go.
Right. It's the money thing where he lands. I thought when he was over, it was rare to see him over at Houston, where he had Eric Gordon, and both of them were in the battle for Sixth Man of the Year on the same team.
And specifically, that's the time when I was going, gee.
Right.
Specifically, that's why I was like, wow.
Wow. And Eric being a bigger, younger, the mantle is to go with youth. And that's what they did. So, hey, look, I'm not sprinkling on LeBron. I know everybody else is probably going to. In the meantime, I'm out on my sports. I wish I could show you more. I can't. Mario and I right now are going to think about getting that fifth of Jack Daniels. I'm sorry, I don't drink.
That's right, Victor Allen's New Sports, struggling through the loss of his visual aid, but entertaining nonetheless. Yes, enjoyed every week. Written and produced by Victor Allen, bald-headed black man, the one the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate. It is New Sports. Just appropriately, sports bras and jock straps, that's for everybody. Keeps the guys and the girls confused, but that way we all have fun.
This is jacked up. You know why? Hey, you guys, y'all don't know how hard this is.